Major Music.
What's up, back with another video. And the reason that I'm making this video is recently myself and Detroit hip-hop artist P.O.E. worked on a new EP titled High Times, and I'm doing a series of videos in which I'm gonna break down some of these beats, just my process for creating some of these. If this is your first time tuning into this channel, I like to talk all things music production, including the Major Music Lounge podcast, which is my podcast for other music creators to come on and talk about their journey creating music and more. Real quick, you can follow me on Instagram at d._majormusic. Same thing on TikTok and Threads. And if you're on X, Twitter, whatever it is, hit me up at d.mme. But if you're interested in getting on a Major Music Lounge podcast, hit me up on one of those socials and I'll be sure to reach back out to you to see when we can make this happen. So yeah, this beat ultimately became Smokin' Ride featuring Dean Jones. And shout out to Dean Jones. I really like what him and P.O.E. did to this joint. Originally when I made it, I didn't have an idea who I wanted to send this to. I just kind of created it late last year around December. I purchased the Player VST, which is a VST created by DJ Idea, and it has a lot of these like West Coast chords, drums, plucked instruments, as well as there's like a lot of cool pads in there. It's a really dope VST, runs about $100. I don't get paid by DJ Idea or anybody else, and this is just something that I'm doing because I wanted to show my process, how I created these different beats for the High Times EP. Some of them I did with the Player VST. Now some of the other beats I made with Arteria Pigments, for example, and then I've even did some of the songs with just some of the factory sounds from Logic, but this one is made with the Player VST. So the first thing that I came up with is these chords right here, so let's go ahead and play them real quick. And in the Player VST, I believe there are like 22 or 24 different types of chords that DJ Idea has put together. Now they also do have like piano sounds as well as electric piano sounds that I've created with as well, but these were solely using the chord library. Now from there, I actually also use the Player VST for the bass. So let's go ahead and bring in the bass line. So from there, I usually like to, after I have my melody and bass line, then I move on to like the hi-hats and percussion and then laying down the drums. And I also had the shakers in here with that. So the shakers and the closed hi-hats, let's go ahead and hear those. Alright, so I'm going to bring in now the rest of the drums and percussion, also using the Player VST. From there, I brought in these bells. And then we had a pluck followed by another lead. So here we go. All right, so that's pretty much all there is to it. I really like what P.O.E. and Dean Jones did to this project. Ultimately, this became Smoke and Ride, which is featured on the EP High Times. Now, once again, you can get the High Times EP on all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. You can purchase on iTunes, and also you can, again, stream on like YouTube Music, Tidal, wherever you get your music from. I'll put the link in the description. Other than that, if you hung around this long, I appreciate you tuning in to my Behind the Beat of Smoke and Ride, which I made in Logic Pro, as you can see here, using the Player VST. And the Player VST, I think, can actually, I don't have the exact website, but follow DJ Idea on IG, and I think he has the link in his bio. But if you're looking for a VST with some cool West Coast sounds, it's something that I would definitely recommend. Again, I'm not getting paid for doing this video or anything like that. I'm just co-signing this VST because I made some dope shit with it, and I just want to kind of pass it along to anybody watching this video. And once again, you can follow me on Instagram at d._majormusic. Same thing on TikTok as well as Threads, and on X, Twitter at d.mme. And I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for a couple of minutes to watch this beat breakdown. As I said before, this will be the first in a couple of videos that I'm gonna do for the High Times EP, and you can once again find that on all streaming platforms.
Can you smoke and ride with me? Ride, shawty, roll up and get high with me. Be my little stoner, never switch sides on me. Can you smoke and ride with me? Ride, shawty, roll up and get high with me. Be my little stoner, never switch sides on me. Can